Oh, just saw my groceries have arrived. It's not, always good when you're starting to record a DFS show and you got milk sitting on the front porch. That's what we like to see. It's the DFS Huddle. I'm the DFS Bachelor, Kyle provides. Erik Toft at eToft21. We're going to break down. We got a little bonus this week, Erik. So we've got Thursday Night Football. Our video is already up. Please go watch that well, I guess don't watch that because this will come out after the game. So who cares about that? But we got full game slate. We've got that's going to be coming out tomorrow. We talk about the entire main Sunday slate. Thursday Night Football stuff's up for that. But we get a bonus this week. We get Friday Night Football, Erik. We get the Chiefs and the Chargers from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So we're going to have a Friday night single game showdown, FanDuel and DraftKings. How you doing today, brother? Getting ready. We're recording this, 6 hours before the official start of the NFL season. I'm kind of tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready for it all to start, see what happens. But a little Friday Night Football single game showdown should be fun. These two teams, they're low scoring games, typically close games. So this will be a weird DFS lineup. But what do you think here, Friday Night Football?
I want nothing to do with either quarterback position. When we look at how Mahomes has done against the Chargers, 24 for 37, 210, 1 TD. The other game, 19 for 29, 245, 1 TD, 1 INT. Same thing with Herbert, 21 for 30, 213, and 1 touchdown. The next game in the last season, 16 for 27, 179, and 1 touchdown. For me, the quarterbacks are a big X. I want nothing to do with the quarterbacks in the captain spot. I think the captain spot, in my eyes, comes down to, are we going with Pacheco or are we going with Hampton?
Ooh, well, some running backs here. I'm not even sure I like the running games, just looking at the game logs. But we're going to break all that down, talk about some contrarian. Again, we're not just trying to cash, we're trying to win. So when you hear me talk, I'm talking tournaments. We want to be contrarian. Erik's got great on how to get that 50-50, make sure you get the nice floor, put them where they need to go. We're going to do all that. So let's, I wanted to say to everyone, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, wherever you're watching it. And if you want more from us, you want to see the lineups we play, our breakdowns, our baseball best bets. We've got some WNBA that cashed yesterday as well. Click that link in the video description below. You can check out the DFS Huddle Patreon. $15 a month. A lot going on in there. Offering a lot. 50 cents a day. If you don't think we're worth that in your time, well, fuck you then. That's fine. No, we're just kidding. But we do appreciate you. If you want more from us, you're going to be playing this a lot more. You want to see our top value plays, main slates, ask us questions on Sunday morning, all that in the Patreon right there. Click that link in the video description below. So let's start. You mentioned quarterbacks, and let's get right to them. And you got Mahomes at 10K on DraftKings, Justin Herbert 9,800. When you look at the games last year, Mahomes 14 points in both games. That's what he got. When you look at Justin Herbert, 11 and 14. So neither quarterback put up big numbers. No running backs really put up big numbers either. So this may end up where you have if you had to take a quarterback, I think I prefer Justin Herbert just for the rushing upside. I don't think Mahomes will run as much, even though Mahomes has the rushing upside. You mentioned it. The way the Chiefs play, they have the ability to go out and throw 50 touchdowns a year and put up big points, but they don't do it. They're real kind of like chicken shit. They're trying to shorten the game, play really efficient, right? They're trying to just long drive after long drive. They'll keep the ball for 8 minutes, kick a field goal. They do not care. They will run the clock down. So it's just not really an exciting offense. Both these games last year were I don't think either team scored over 20 points in either game. 19-17 and 17-10 in both games. So I'll be lighter on the quarterbacks like you. I think I prefer Herbert. I'm sure I'll do a Chiefs stack where I have Mahomes, but neither one of them has any consideration for me at the quarterback spot, the captain spot. I agree. Typically, I will not have a quarterback at the captain spot unless it's Lamar with the rushing upside or Josh Allen, who's just the fantasy scorer on that team. Jalen Hurts Thursday night if you want to do that. But for me, zero exposure at captain for either quarterback. But I will have him as lineup filler because there's just not, to me, a lot of great fantasy scorers in this game. What do you think here, quarterbacks?
I agree with you 100%. Both those guys underperformed. You want a quarterback, an Allen, a Jackson, a Daniels, maybe even a Fields, someone that has this rushing upside. Neither one of these guys rushed that much, especially Herbert. And in the Greg Roman system, it's going to be predominantly run from the Chargers. And the Chiefs are just in this mindset, we're just going to get to the playoffs, and that's when we turn it on. So it's hard for me to really put any trust in these guys, especially in a captain spot. So I agree with you 100%. I'm not going anywhere near the quarterback for the captain spot.
I loathe watching the Chiefs play. They just play such a boring chicken shit, just fucking annoying style of football that I just can't stand it because they have so much ability and they have the coach for it. This guy should be putting up a ton of points, but I completely agree. All right, let's get to the running backs. So you mentioned you liked possibly Hampton. You got Hampton at 8K on DraftKings, a little more expensive on FanDuel. Of course, the two sites are a little bit different. You have Pacheco at 7,600. Then Najee Harris, what looks like he's going to play. That's 7K. And then you got Kareem Hunt at 3,600. And I got to tell you, the only running back I would consider playing is Kareem Hunt at that price. The Chiefs' run defense is very good. They allowed the second fewest fantasy points last year to opposing running backs. The Chargers allowed the third fewest fantasy points to opposing running backs. So both these teams were very, very good against opposing running backs. Gus Edwards did get a rushing touchdown last year. I would say Kareem Hunt as the number. Seems like he's the goal line guy too. So for a salary saver, if you want to run a game, for me would be Kareem Hunt, and that's it. But I'm curious to get your take because Amari and Hampton, the rookie, obviously we saw a little bit of him in preseason. We haven't seen Najee Harris yet because of the eye thing on the 4th of July. What are we going to get out of Hampton, Pacheco, and two defenses very good at stopping the run? Should we be loading up at running back? What do you think?
I mean, Hampton, the rookie, he's going to be the lead back. Harris is trending toward playing, but he's coming back from a firework injury, which is nothing
in his eye,
scoff about. Issue. Yeah, but
he's been with the team practicing and whatnot, but he's had the visor and he hasn't because of I don't know exactly what happened.
And if something gets in there, I mean, the Chiefs, as you said, 11th PFF grade run defense, but the Chargers, because it's a Greg Roman offense, this is what they're going to do. They're going to look to run the ball. So I just think a volume, it's going to be there with Hampton. In terms of Pacheco, when we look at Pacheco, last year was an absolute dumpster fire because of the injury, but still when he played, he still was accounting for 60% of the workload in the backfield. 2 years ago, 5.1 yards per carry. He played 7 games last year. 3 of the 7, he did exceed 15 DraftKings points per fantasy labs. I think we could see him in the passing game too with the early down stuff. The Chargers, you mentioned they did have a solid lineup, but they did lose, and I'm spacing on his name, a defensive lineman up front. I think that's going to open stuff up. In Pacheco, 14 carries.
Well, they lost Joey Bosa. I mean, Joey Bosa went to the Bills.
Yep, they lost Bosa. Yep. But you're right. He only had 14 for 45 and 4 catches in the one game they had against him. That is moderate stuff. But again, this is the Chiefs, dude. Are they going to come out? Or are they just going to run the ball? They're just the team. They kind of play around with their food a little bit too much. I think the value's there because if Mahomes isn't going to throw the ball, that takes down Travis Kelce, that takes down Hollywood Brown. I think this is going to be a game that's going to be on the ground for the most part because these defenses are so good. So, I mean, I'm going to lean toward Pacheco or Hampton in the captain spot, excuse me.
When you look at snaps and touch rates last year, Kareem Hunt, 50% of the snaps, Isaiah Pacheco, 43% of the snaps, but their touch rate, when he's on the field, Pacheco touched it 45% of the time. Kareem Hunt, 49% touch rate. I'm just saying the salary savings for Kareem Hunt, when I think you'll probably get equal production out of Pacheco. The only running back I'm playing, me personally, I might have a little exposure to Hampton, but I don't think he's going to play all that well. I think the Chiefs will probably shut that run offense down.
And another thing to remember is Pipkins is now starting for Slater. Slater is out. Slater signed that big contract.
Right.
So the offensive line could be a little bit off. The left side with all is going to be solid. But Harbaugh's teams like to run the ball. He's not going to be a team that drops back and passes the ball like 25.
Right. Well, he might have to. He loves Justin Herbert, and they might just have to now. They bring Keenan Allen. We're going to talk wide receivers, who I think the captain should be a wide receiver or a tight end this week. We'll talk about those. But I don't know that. I think when you look at like the Thursday night, the Cowboys-Eagles, that total for DFS is going to be a lot higher, like the winning lineup, than will be in this Chiefs-Chargers. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of points Chiefs-Chargers. So I might just be looking. All you might need is like 3 or 4 catches. You know what I mean? The running back might get the volume, but I'm worried you're going to get this 13 carries, 41-yard type bullshit, and it gets you 4 points when that's one catch. So for me, I'm going to be playing low scoring. Obviously, I'll have some contrarian lineups here or there. Let's get to the wide receiver. We do like to find some of these cheap guys. Right now, for me, Kareem Hunt stands out like a sore thumb on DraftKings for cheap salary. So at wide receiver, the most expensive player on the slate, Lad McConkey, 10,600. Then you got Xavier Worthy at 9K, Keenan Allen, 6,400 for the Chargers, Marquise Brown at 5,800. Then we get McQuentin Johnston, Trey Harris, and without Rashee Rice, this Chiefs receiving core, you're going down to Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton. It gets real dicey lower down. Nico Remigio. I mean, these are like the receiver room gets short after those top two. Love me some Lad McConkey. You could absolutely put him in your captain spot. You're going to have to get salary savings. But I got to tell you, as we sit right now, Hollywood Brown, healthy, cheap, he might be my sneaky captain spot to allow me to pay up for some of these other players sitting at 5,800 on DraftKings. I'm going to have a ton of Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are going to be on the field a ton.
I think people forget about how good Hollywood Brown was when he played. And I think with the injuries and him going to the Chiefs and everything, I think people just kind of forget about him. I think that's a great find by you. I'm really interested in Xavier Worthy, the second-year wide receiver, key part of the passing attack. You mentioned Rice out. Solid rookie season, 59 receptions, 638 yards, 6 touchdowns, 10.8 yards per rush. And this stadium plays fast. Like, that's the one thing I remember last year from watching the Brazil game. And I think his 4.2 40 is going to be there. I think he's going to be able to stretch the field. Had a 21.8% target share, 28.1% air share in games when Rice was limited or absent per Fantasy Labs. He scored in 6 games. He had a 21-yard touchdown against the Chargers in week 14. And we mentioned it all the time about Andy Reid getting cute. Worthy's going to line up in the backfield.
Absolutely.
He's going to they're going to do wide receiver screens for him. They're going to find ways to get him the ball. And if this is going to be a plugged up game, like you and I are both anticipating, he's going to try to get his playmaker the ball. I kind of like Worthy in the captain spot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both Chiefs receivers are there. I think Lad McConkey, his one game against the Chiefs last year, 7 targets, 5 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown from Justin Herbert. I like the receivers a lot. I'm going to have a lot of wide receiver exposure in this tournament. Let's talk Keenan Allen, 6,400. What do you think about Keenan Allen? Is he going to be? How do you think they're going to do this? They're going to leave Quentin Johnston on the outside? I think it's going to be Keenan Allen as the number 2 guy. You got Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston. Which Charger receiver would you want in this matchup?
I would have to be Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen has that relationship with Herbert. Herbert has talent to target him. Quentin Johnston has those drop issues. He had looked better in practice and in games, but you can't stop the bond that's already there. Keenan Allen's already produced. Herbert always has the rapport with him. Herbert knows the routes, the breaks and everything. So I would go Keenan Allen. I got a tight end for the Chargers that I absolutely
we're going to get to tight ends, and we're going to
cheapie.
We're going to talk. Let's talk some cheap wide receivers just real quick. Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, is live 3,200. I think he's going to be the 3rd receiver for the team tomorrow. It's either me or Tyquan Thornton. I think Juju at 32 makes sense.
People forget how good Juju Smith-Schuster was in the Rice role before Rice got there.
Yeah.
He was electric. That first game he came back, I believe it was a Monday Night Football game.
Yep.
Came back, played in that Rice role. What do you have, like 90 yards?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Juju Smith-Schuster is right there. If you're playing a tournament, I think definitely worth a captain spot because he does have that big play capability and has shined out in this role before. I'm definitely going to look at him as a buy down option in my lineup. So I think that's a great call. Also, in terms of the Chargers, Harris is hurt, so I don't think Harris is going to be playing, correct?
I wasn't sure if I was going to bring up Trey Harris because I think he's kind of a big play outside guy, but I don't see an injury. Let me look here.
I know he was banged up earlier in camp.
Yeah, but I still think he's good now. Trey Harris expected to fill the X role for the Chargers.
He's good. He's good.
He's in clear for week 1. I think Trey Harris, 3,200, big play on the outside. You got McDuffie in the slot. They're going to do a lot of that. Trey
He's going
Harris
to
is
be
going to
their
see.
field stretcher. Like
Yeah.
Herbert
If you're
does
looking at
like the big
tournaments and
shots.
you want like a one player, 45 yard, one catch, 45 yards, touchdown, cheap player that wins you the tournament, Trey Harris could be your guy.
100%. I love that call by you. I think that Harris can be that guy that gets that big play and that field stretching ability, just because it's not going to be Quentin Johnson. I think my bold prediction is we're going to see Harris overtake Quentin Johnson eventually as the season progresses.
I don't hate that. Let's get to tight ends. This is where I think some of the pavement hits the road here. You got Kelsey at the top, obviously 8,600, and I think he's captain. I know people are sort of being down, but right now without Rashee Rice, I think Travis Kelsey's a value. Let's look at both games last year. The first one early in the year, Travis Kelsey, 9 targets, 7 catches, 89 yards. And then you go to the next game later on in the season on December 8th. Travis Kelsey and Noah Gray, by the way, in that first game, the backup tight end for the Chiefs, 4 catches, 40 yards. Second game, Travis Kelsey again leads the team in catches, tied with Worthy, 5 catches, 45 yards on 6 targets. Kelsey, absolutely. I think he's being overlooked and undervalued a little bit. I like him quite a bit. But his backup, Noah Gray, you looking for salary saving? You want that, white guy from the Midwest that scores a touchdown on Monday Night Football, Friday Night Football? Noah Gray, tight end for the Chiefs. And then you've got the 2 for the Chargers. I'm curious, is it going to be Conklin at 28 or Will Dissly, who I kind of lean to at 2,400? What do you think here?
I'll start with Kelsey. Posted a 29% target share, 28% air share since week 4. When you just look at tight ends, those are good numbers for tight ends. I feel we judged Kelsey unfairly because of the run he went on. When you just look at the other tight ends, those are great numbers. Also, he only had 2 receiving touchdowns in 2024. He has a 6.4 expected receiving touchdowns last season. So what does that mean? He's obviously due for some positive touchdown regression. If he gets a touchdown here, gets 50 yards, he's going to be the guy working in the middle of the field. So I absolutely love Travis Kelsey. You mentioned Noah Gray, budget guy, unique due to the Chiefs' frequency of 12 and 13 personnel package. He scored 18.3 and 22.6 DraftKings points in weeks 11 and 12 of 2024, respectively. Has had red zone targets in week 13. He's a low salary guy, offers GPP value. But the guy I like Will Dissly, 14.6% target share, 30% red zone target share. This Chiefs defense allowed the 4th most FanDuel points per game to opposing tight ends. Will Dissly, he's just a sneaky play because the tight end, and we saw this with Mark Andrews when Roman was with Baltimore, is just such a big part of the offense. And I mean, 30% target share last year. I mean, that can't be snoozed on, man.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like Will Dissly a lot. Salary savers here at tight end. Dissly, they're going to use Tyler Conklin. They didn't bring him over for no reason, but I think Dissly, Noah Gray, Conklin, all 3 great salary savers at tight end. Let's look at the kickers real quick. You got Dicker the kicker, Harrison Butker. They're cheap with the upside. Again, if this game's low scoring, if this game is another 19-13 game, we're talking 6 field goals, 5 field goals? You're talking you need kickers in your lineup. So I think they're both live. When you sort of just look in the 2 games last year, Dicker only had 11 total DraftKings points in the 2 games against the Chiefs. Butker, 13 low-scoring games again. But again, that might be all you need. 150-yard kick is 5 points. That's probably going to be more than most players at 4,000. What do you think here about the kick? How much exposure to kickers? I wish they would get rid of kickers from these contests, honestly. I fucking hate it. It's so frustrating kicking points, but here we are.
I mean, like Buckler, 7.7 fantasy points a game last year. The Chiefs offense, The thing with the Chiefs is I feel like when I look at the kicker, which team do you feel is going to be more likely to go for it on 4th and short? I kind of feel
Definitely
it's
the
going to be the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. So
Yeah.
right there,
Harbaugh's a
that's good.
pussy. Harbaugh's
Yeah.
such an old fuddy-duddy. Like, oh, we'll punt. That fucking drives me nuts.
That's going to lead me to Dicker the kicker.
Dick.
Look, he's
Let's get
showed
that
he's been
clipped. It's
reliable.
going to lead Eric to Dick. We want to remember Eric has just said he's being led to Dick, which is fine, which is totally fine. Love who you love, right?
Reliable option, low. He's gonna be that low ownership guy. Honestly, if I do a GDP, I'll probably put him in that position just because of the upside. If he has 5 field goals, 3 of them over 40 and 2 over 50, I mean, dude, he's cooking there, man.
That's the captain. He'll be the highest scorer. It's happened before.
Yeah.
I am more inclined to put a kicker. I'm trying to win a tournament. I'm more inclined to put a kicker in the captain spot than a fucking quarterback. That's
100%.
That's me trying to be different. But in this particular game, was lower scoring, the kickers are in, and that leads us obviously to the defenses. Any interest in either defense? I don't think either team's big. Both teams are pretty turnover averse. So I'm not overly interested. It would be the kick return game. If you think they have a special returner, we are going to see more returns. If you're looking for a touch, I'm not playing the defenses. If I had to pick one, I guess I would lean the Chiefs defense just because I would say just slightly, ever so slightly, Herbert turns it over more than Mahomes. But I'm not in love with either defense. It's real
I wouldn't
close
play
for
under
me.
defense. For me, I look at it like this. I think the Chiefs defense is getting older. I think they've been such a defensive team for the last couple of years. I know people don't want to hear that. Jones is another year older. How is that going to affect the pass rush? I think Jesse Minter is going to be a head coach next year. He's the Chargers DC for those listening. I think he's going to cook up some schemes. I like the Chargers special teams unit in the return game more than the Chiefs game. So I would lead toward the Chargers. But again, for the 50-50 lineup I'm not going to have any defense in it.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense. All right, that's all the positions. I'm kind of just looking at, again, we'll have our example lineups in our Patreon, like lineups that we're going to play. You'll be able to see our FanDuel, DraftKings lineups. We post them all. I can't play DraftKings here in Oregon, so I have to play FanDuel. So you'll see me posting FanDuel lineups. So we'll have all that in our Patreon. But if we just kind of look right now, if we go Hollywood Brown in the captain spot, which I love, it's only 8,700, makes it 8,700 there. Then you have Lad McConkey. Now this is where this one has Dicker the kicker, but I'm gonna go down here. Tell me what you think of this lineup here. We're gonna put a little lineup together right here. And this lineup leaves 700 on the table. We talked yesterday about leaving salary on the table. It helps differentiate yourself. So this lineup here this is what it allows you to do. So I have Hollywood Brown, Lad McConkey, Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, Will Dissly, and Travis Kelce. So it allows you to really pay up. And it gives you
like that one
pay
a
down
lot.
at Dillsey. That's with Marquise Brown at captain. Just a little example. Any other thoughts here as we wrap it up here, Friday DFS overall? I might be going a little bit lighter on this one. Of course, we'll see what happens tonight on Thursday Night Football. Then that predicates everything. But what do you think?
I like that one a lot. For my 50-50 lineup, I'm looking at Hampton, the Chargers kicker, Will Dissly, Travis Kelce, Pacheco, and Worthy. That's kind of who I'm looking at for my 50-50 lineup. But your lineup, I absolutely love it with Hollywood Brown in and everything.
Mine's a tournament. That's more of a volume cash game. Again, we have two different, we're going to do 50-50s tournaments. If you want to see examples of our lineups, our best bets, Major League Baseball, all that, click the link in the Patreon.
Oh, actually, you know what? I could actually put Hollywood Brown in here and take out Will Dissly and still have $2,000 left.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. Remember, leave some salary on the table. Check out all of our content, full week 1 slate, Thursday Night Football. If you get a chance to get to that, we'll have our Monday Night Football Showdown video out. All the information in the Patreon, all that $15, tons of stuff, best bets and everything, DFS lineups galore, all that. Click that. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Like and share with your friends, no matter where you're watching it, be it on Eric's channel or my channel. We really appreciate you guys. Also, start leaving, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. We're going to start doing a giveaway next week. I will start doing a $50 PayPal giveaway. To qualify, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. We'll see if we drive up those comments, get you guys interacting, give out some winners. We'll start giving out maybe some free memberships to our Patreon as well, we can start doing some giveaways. But we want your feedback. Is there something you want to see, what you don't? Leave your comment in the comment section. That's our show. Again, from myself and Eric, enjoy this football week. It is back. And of course, good luck on all your future wagers.